Good morning, Raptor freaks. Alexios here. It's Monday morning, and the Raptors edged a victory out over the Denver Nuggets last night by 3. In some ways, the game could have been a little bit wider open, but it is what it is. In some ways, I feel like they were kind of lucky they won last night. They didn't play the best, but they still managed to overcome the Denver Nuggets kind of on talent, honestly. If the Nuggets, well, they did lose their number one draft pick from this season for the season already. If they lose a guy, they don't do as well. But the Raptors, we can lose Grady Dick and Jonathan Mobo and not miss a beat. That's a testament to the overall talent on our summer league team. That Grady Dick would be a very important player to most summer league teams to be able to continue and play with him. Would be integral for them to be able to win. But the Raptors have deep talent. And I was saying this middle of the game. I was saying if the Raptors continue to play hard and all out and play somewhat good defense, they're going to win this game by the end because their talent will overwhelm and beat them by the end of it. And that's kind of what happened. Now, the best player on the court was Strother. No lie. That guy was dialed in, but he was all they had in some ways. It was kind of a similar thing to what happened with the OKC game, kind of. Now, I feel like there was a period of time in the game where they took Jamal Shed out in the last quarter. That's when Denver went kind of crazy and closed the gap and came close to threatening to steal the game by the end of the game, tying it up. That when Shed was out, for, I don't know, like 3 minutes in the middle of the fourth before he got his last stint right at the end of the game with the last minute. That was kind of a disaster zone. So I really like Jamal Shed. He did some amazing things last night on the down low. In some ways, people are comparing him. Like Jama, after the game last night, said that Shed reminds him of Fred VanVleet when he got to 905. That in some ways, some of the things that Shed is showing is very Fred VanVleet 905 bench mob leader kind of shit. And that's fantastic. I heard Jama say that, but you know who I think he's looking like out there? Let's go above this. It's Kyle Lowry. There's a certain intangibles and winning kind of tenacity and toughness to Jamal Shed that is not common in players. It's it's a mentality that understands exactly what it takes to win and is willing to do it at any way they can. And we saw it, whether it's defensively, whether it's scoring some baskets that are important, whether it's also keeping the team organized and on point as a whole. Shed has these qualities. I'm super, super impressed with him after last night because whenever he was in the game, the Raptors were playing the right way. And I really like that. After years of Malachi Flynn messed around being our backup point guard and the sadness and the tragedy of that, seeing a real floor general and a real floor leader that's going to be our backup point guard with all kinds of potential is badass. Near the end of the game, and I was sure this was going to happen, when we needed big baskets and key baskets, people stepped up. The three J's, honestly. We saw, of course, Javon Freeman Liberty, leading scorer, was big time in certain ways. Javon made me happy last night. JFL made me mostly happy. There were some things he did that I was like, yeah, you don't do that. You're still doing shitty, like selfish things. But there was mostly good things that JFL did, and he is my number one star of the game. Jacoby Walter, hitting some big shots late to help us get the lead and win the game also. So Jacoby, Javon, Jamal, yeah, good stuff. All right, let me check in on the comments with you guys and kind of help me direct how I'm going to go about analyzing the game from last night piece by piece. We'll go through the box score. We'll go through the team stats. We'll do the classic card. We'll do all the regular stuff. It's the Raptor Freak stream, baby. Let's go Raptors. Now, after last night's win, we added 28 points now is our point differential. Our average per game is 14, plus 14. Now, that's best for third in the league, in the summer league right now. There's 2-0 teams that are above us with a higher point differential, and that's the Houston Rockets and the Orlando Magic. But we're currently third in the standings for summer league because of that. Now, Golden State is fourth, and there's other teams that are 1-0 that have a better win differential, and that's Memphis. They've only played one game in the summer league, and they got a very high differential in that one game. So in some ways, the Raptors are right in the mix of it. We got to continue to win these summer league games coming up, Miami and Utah. And if we're 4-0 at the end of it and our point differential's right, well, we could be playing in the summer league championship. And that's what it will matter. So in some ways, the little bit of time in the fourth period when Shed was out and Denver ate up our double-digit lead late, that wasn't good because we needed all the points to get ahead of Orlando and Houston. Because being in third place don't mean we're going to get to play for the championship. And currently, even though we played very well in Summer League, if it was to start today, the championship game, we wouldn't be playing for it. It'd be Houston versus Orlando. So we need to do even better. We need to crush our opponents, Jama and Summer League crew, for sure. All right, Mason Culligan's in first. He came in at 6 a.m. Eastern time because this man's got to go to work. I have to head out to work, but second game of Summer League looked great. Well, not at first, but we found our touch after the first quarter. I'm very impressed by DJ Carton. His ball handling is very good. He's someone I can see maybe fitting one day with the Raptors. Carlson hitting threes as a big man is so good to see. Shed shooting and defense awareness is great. And Jacoby found his groove. There you go. Yeah, that's a pretty good little rundown there. All right, I'll do my stars of the game real quick. JFL is my number one star of the game. JFL was actually efficient and played pretty well. He shot 5 for 10, 50%. Fantastic. 3 for 6 from 3. Those threes were key, and he was money. And it was really cool because Shed was firing it over to him, and JFL rewarded him with an assist. So I like that. 5 rebounds, once again, getting on the boards for JFL. In fact, some of it was like offensive putbacks. That little floater he got underneath the basket where he took his time, and Denver just stopped playing defense. That was great. 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, 16 points for Javon Freeman Liberty in 21 minutes. The critique I have for him is, once again, I don't feel like he's a Darko player. I feel like he is a little bit of the old guard, the old kind of mentality of Fred and Pascal with the way he, it was very helpful last night. I'm going to say this, though. His ability to hold the ball at the end of a shot clock and at the end of the game to get a good shot and lay it in over his defender was excellent for the game last night. And it may be that those kind of skills will help him. But I'm going to say this right now. Jamal Shed might be able to do this at some point. Who knows? But JFL was absolutely crucial and key to getting us this win last night. And, I have to give him a lot of praise. He's the number one star of the game for sure. I can't dispute it. Now, the other thing that bugged me about Javon was there was a break where he had 2 guys come at him, and Amari Moore was trailing, came behind him. He should have dropped it off to Amari. He would have had a big dunk. But instead, Javon Freeman Liberty tried to take it into 2 guys selfishly, and he got a foul and got to the line. But I still feel like he should have passed it off to his 905 teammate from last year, Amari Moore, because honestly, you were doing that last year, the same exact thing at 905, and I want to see growth, JFL. And in some ways, you not recognizing trying to beat the two men at once, and you had the trailer is very bad. It's very bad. So there's still selfish shit with JFL that absolutely drives me nuts, even if he was his leading scorer last night. And he did take us home with big baskets late to really help us seal the win. So it's tough. It's tough. He's my number one star, but it's begrudgingly. And yes, MSJ's out there commenting on official Raptors highlights from last night saying, yeah, Javon Freeman Liberty's the man. Oh, Chris, I hope you do all right over in Korea, my guy. Yeah. Mason's also saying, have a great stream, Lex. I have to go work, though. Thought I'd stop by and give my thoughts. My players of the game are DJ Carton, number 1. Shed and Carlson, and Jacoby played much better as well. Go Raptors, go. Yeah, those aren't bad names to pick. My second star of the game is Jamison Battle. This is 2 games straight that Jamison Battle is wowing us. He's money for a shot. And in some ways, we saw patience with Jamison Battle last night, where in some ways he collected himself and took his time and made the shot make it. In some cases, he could have rushed things at times last night and he would have messed up, but he showed a real patience and a professionalism in certain ways with measuring when to shoot and when he did shoot. And he was very successful. I really like Battle. I think that Battle is going to be a possibility to be sticking around with us. I think the fans are already saying that. 16 minutes, 11 points. He was the highest plus minus on the team, a plus 16. So he was a winning factor. When we were out there on the court, we outscored Denver 16 points. That's fantastic. 4 of 6 overall, 3 of 5 from three. Man, he's dialed in. That 3-point shot's going to get you on the team. I mean, seriously, listen, Jameson. Masai Ujiri name dropped you in the first summer league game. You keep going. You might be this year's Jeff Doughton Jr. You might be this year's Muhammadu Gay. So keep going, my guy. Seriously, you're battle, and you might get that spot. I'm serious. 1 rebound, 1 assist. Yeah, good stuff. 11 points in 16 minutes, scoring for us and putting points on the board in a low scoring game, getting good points per minute from Jamison Battle. I think he's been the biggest surprise in some ways. The rookies and the guys like Carlson, in some ways I expected them to contribute and do stuff, but the guys that aren't really premier or have a good spot guaranteed already on the team, Jamison Battle's that guy. So I'm really, really proud of him, and keep shooting, stay hot. As cold as Grady is, then how much Jarrett Greenberg took delight and talking about how Grady has not made a 3 in summer league. Jamison Battle's just the opposite, as hot as he can be. So very, very good stuff. Mason, always good to see you in the chat. And I hope you have a great day at work. Start your week off right. And I know you'll watch this later if you're not watching it now at work somehow. David is here. The commissioner trivia is in the house. David Saborin, he's saying there's only one day of games this week for fantasy. The more I play fantasy, the more it becomes glaringly obvious that the head-to-head format is atrocious, especially for the WNBA. All right, he's upset about this. Well, David, you know why this is happening? It's because of the Olympics. So WNBA is going to pause their season. And if you look at the schedule for next week, it's not just one game. You're going to play that one game, yeah. But then we're going to wait for a month, and we're going to finish this week against each other, it's you and me, in August. Like this week, we have a matchup, will be a full week, but the most of the week will be in August, in the teens. Like, I don't know exactly when it resumes, but all those women that play in the WNBA are playing in the Olympics. So they have an Olympic break, David. That's why this league is a really screwy one. But don't worry, you're going to get a full slate against me. It's not just one night. We're going to play this one night. The matchup will last for a month. Yeah, it's going to be me versus you until they come back from the Olympics and they finish the week afterwards. So, David, that's how it's going to work. I know you don't like this head-to-head, but in some ways it's been very successful and very good. The monotony of the long rotisserie season makes more people drop out and not as active on their teams. When you have a week-to-week matchup and you get a clean slate after each week, that encourages more participation, which is something that you have griped about the most about in this league. So participation, if it's important to you, head-to-head is the way to go. Because rotisserie, you're going to have half the league stop paying attention to their team and doing anything active. So that's the one thing I would say about that. Yeah, shout out to Fiercey. Awesome match last week. Well done. Very close. Very, very close outcome yesterday between David and Fiercey. Very, very close. David, you gave it a good run, and you almost made it up. And also a very close game between me and Cool Cat, where I ended up prevailing also. Yeah. All right. So David's here. So let's do the classic card real quick. He's in at 8:55. So I'll come back to the top of the chat after we do this classic card. If you don't know how it works, on the Raptor Free channel, once a day, we get a classic basketball card out and we show it to y'all. And y'all have to guess who it is. And then the winner gets some trivia points. Now, today's card is a game-worn jersey once again, guys. I got another game-worn jersey card. These classic Cosmic cards have been fantastic for that. Now, I'm going to say this. This player may be too easy. Wow, this is a card, a 182 of 500. So there's only 500 cards of this in existence. So this is probably pretty rare and probably worth some money. Now, I'm going to say this. This one's going to be very easy, so be ready and right on it because somebody's going to get it. Once again, it's Raptors related. So we've had 3 days in a row of somebody Raptors related. Chris Bosh, Lenny Wilkins, and this gentleman. If you can tell me who that is, you get the points. And if you come to the Raptor Freak meet and greet, you can get the game-worn jersey card that this player is in. That's a former Raptor. It's pretty easy. Precious is not right. And you are half-assing me, Cowboy. Why would you just write Precious in there? Yeah, all right. I think that we got Smooth in there first. That is definitely Jermaine O'Neal when he played for the Pacers. And look, that's a game-worn Pacers jersey that Jermaine wore. And it's 182 out of 500. So they only made 500 of these cards. You have received an authentic layup game worn jersey card by Jermaine O'Neal. Wait, what does that mean? Layup game worn. Layup game worn. Well, if he's in the layup line with it, isn't that the game worn jersey too? Layup worn. So what does that mean? Seriously, did he not play it in a game? Wear it in a game? I don't know. Either way, uh, Smooth Brown Man's going to get 50 points from David Saborin for the classic card of the day. It's a nice looking card. It's a nice looking card. If you like Jermaine O'Neal and you like this card, you can come get it from me. I'm not going to keep these extra special game worn jersey cards because in some ways these are for you guys. Trevor bought them, sent them to me. We played the fun game, but I'm not trying to keep all these. I want y'all to get them. So, if, Monique, if you like this Jermaine O'Neal rare game worn jersey card, you could have it next time we hang out for sure. All right, I'm gonna put it back in the box. There's your classic card of the day. Thank you, David, for adjudicating on that, and congratulations to Smooth Brown Man, the classic card king. Honestly, classic card king. That's right. Dana's here. Good morning, everyone. There's the Raptors logo dunking. Let me do my third star of the game. The third star of the game for me is Jamal Shed. I really do think that, like, look, I could look at his box score and say, yeah, he only scored 9 points again. But there's so many different things he's doing that have nothing to do with just scoring and other stuff. He's doing crazy different things on defense. He's taking care of things. He's really leading, like telling guys and directing them. He does the little dirty things that Lowry used to do. I'm telling you, this kid's a real winner. In some ways, you saw him and Jacoby step up late in the game when the game was on the line and they had ice water in their veins and they made big shots and they helped us win. There's a winner in Jamal Shed. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Jamal Shed, 17 minutes, 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field. Good shooting. 2 of 2 from 3. He hit both his threes last night, guys. He's not been good at the free throw line, though. He's 1 of 4 at the free throw line so far in Summer League. 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover. 5 assists to 1 turnover, a 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's a point guard. That's what I'm telling you right now. Yeah, so Jamal, it's intangibles in some ways why he gets the third spot on my stars. It's intangibles, is winning. It's, in some ways when I was begging Jama, I was like, why did you take Shed out in the fourth? Don't do that. And then all of a sudden the Nuggets start closing the gap. I'm like, put Shed back out there. And, well, Shed had to close the game, and that's the right move. Shed's going to be really good, and I like the comparisons that are being made to Fred on 905 and also to Kyle Lowry mentality, because there is definitely some big butt Kyle Lowry mentality in Jamal Shed. I'm telling you right now, that may be part of how they sold him on coming to Toronto. It's like, look, we know you love Drake. We know Drake's your favorite artist, and yeah, Drake is around. You're going to get to see him, and he loves you too. You guys have already met. But also, do you know the history of Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet here? Because we feel like you are cut from the same cloth. That, if you see what Lowry did in his career here and how he helped lead the Raptors to a championship, you could be that next guy, Jamal Shed. In some ways, because of his way of coming in the league, I don't know. Lowry is a pretty late pick himself. Wasn't he like a second-round pick or something like that? So Jamal Shed could be right in between Lowry and Fred as far as things with his path. Fred had a harder route in some ways. In some ways, Jamal Shed may have an easier route than Freddie. Not that he's not a hard worker and he would take the hard route and make it through anyway. But he's a very intriguing player, and I'm very happy with Jamal Shed so far. He may be a little smaller at the guard, but I don't care. He's going to make up for it in certain other ways. Like, he's very strong. Like, you can tell that kid is already very strong. And I love how some of the young Raptors are already taking charges and doing stuff like that. And they just showed up for like their second summer league. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Mo's here. Super fan Monique, the greatest. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Better game for Jacoby. As the saying goes, win ugly, 2-0. Happy with JFL's game. Jamal Shed too. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, Mo, you've got it right. Jacoby woke up and did a little bit more, and that may be part of it. It's like he keeps saying they just want me to be me, and my vets are looking out for me, and they're sending me information and talking to me about what to do. And they're saying just keep going. And in some ways, we saw that. Jama's saying that in some ways with Walter, they've got to figure out the spacing for him and what's naturally going to work for him the best. And in some ways, that's still being sorted out. We're finding his natural proclivities and the way that he likes to make his first step, and also the different stuff like that. In some ways, he's got to get his whole NBA style of playing out there, Jacoby Walter. But yeah, it's a good progress from the first game. I did not make him one of my stars though in this game. I feel like he could play more efficient and better. He was good. He was better than the first game, but I'm expecting more from Walter still. And for some people to think is Jacoby's good game for the summer league, no, it's not. It's not. He's going to have a even better game coming up. Watch. He's going to have an even better game. Another guy I gave a star to, my fourth star of the game is Ulrich Kalmshay. And this is what most saying about this. I do want to say that Ulrich Kalmshay had a decent night. Yeah. I feel like that too. Now, in some ways, Ulrich scored a bit more. He didn't score in the first game. He got 7 in this game. 16 minutes, 7 points, 2 of 3 from the field, including a 3-pointer they dared him to take, and he nailed it. That's a great sign. Comshay, they gonna mess around with him and leave him alone. Well, he make them pay. And that the first time he ever got left open and disrespected at a 3-point line, he nailed it. So in some ways, people are gonna have to think about that in the future. But I love that. I mean, that shows something already because I don't really think he's a good shooter at all yet. But boom, his first NBA attempted 3 in a game, he nails it. So that's fantastic. He had a really good block. He was getting in there and mixing it up and getting rebounds. Even though he was only listed with 1 rebound, it's kind of weird. He got 1 assist, 7 points, a +6 in 16 minutes, contributing, being a physical presence, being a defensive presence, getting rebounds. Comshay has got a lot of potential, and his lateral quickness for his wingspan and his size, nasty. Yeah, Carlo JS is saying, happy Monday, freaks. Great win last night. It was close. In some ways, I underestimated Strother. In some ways, I underestimated that actually just because the Nuggets don't have any centers, really, they had a lot of big, goony kind of power forwards. So they were a little bit more difficult than I had expected. But we still prevailed and won. And that was a character-building win because these guys were down. They didn't give up. They kept going at them, and they kept plugging away, and boom, you get that momentum. You get the tide to turn as far as the runs of the game. And all of a sudden, you get on the right side of winning. There's still the forces of the NBA don't like that the Raptors going to try and win and do what they do. Darko appearing on the game last night, and when Jared Greenberg asked him about, how do you develop your team and youngsters and and your will to win and wanting to win, like you guys aren't going to win much, are you? And Darko said, I don't believe that, because I really believe in my team, and I think that it has a lot of talent and that we can compete with any team on any given night in the NBA. And Jared Greenberg, F you, man. In some ways, Darko and Masai have been in the broadcast booth with you guys the last 2 nights, and they've been so professional and just right on point with what their message is. Just because the NBA and ESPN want to make it seem like the Raptors going to be shitty, well, that may not be the case. And actually, DraftKings came out with a wins projection for this year, and they've got us at 31.5. So that's like almost a 7-game win increase from last season at 25. So they're saying 31.5 wins for the Raptors. DraftKings official projection coming out this morning. I don't know. Either way, don't roll your eyes at Darko Rajakovic, Jared Greenberg, when he talks about how he feels like this team is talented enough to compete with any team in the NBA, because he's right. He's right. Y'all don't want to, ESPN's so bad. They go and show the Raptors depth chart right now. They don't even have RJ Barrett listed in there. They have Bruce Brown at our small forward starting. And I'm like, you guys are forgetting we have Barrett, don't you? What is wrong with y'all? ESPN's so bad at doing things correctly. They're doing this shit either on purpose or they're just inept at their jobs. Because it's crazy. The fact checking on ESPN is horrible at this point. Jared Greenberg just gets names wrong left and right. I don't understand how he's an announcer. He must be somebody's son or something. So I don't understand how this guy's on there, because he's really bad. He's a really bad announcer. And then Greg Anthony was not an upgrade for Candace Parker. He was garbage too. Of course, Greg Anthony was a Vancouver Grizzly. He played for Vancouver and he lived in Canada for a while. But then again, he's still talking stupid shit. And they both acknowledge that Canada's watching. I mean, it's the Raptors. This game's on TSN. Yeah, Canada's listening. Do you guys have a Mount Rushmore? Idiots. Of course, he's trying to say his Raptors Mount Rushmore. Jared Greenberg. Nobody gives a shit what you think. And y'all are disrespecting Pascal Siakam and his accomplishments. You need to put him in the mix with the top 4 Raptors of all time, because that man's an NBA champion, a G League champion, a most improved player, a 2-time All-Star, a 2-time All-NBA player. And his accolades and his list of what he accomplished in a Raptors jersey is better than most people. And that's why I say y'all are overlooking Siakam when you made your stupid, dumb little list. And you put, I mean, Vince, of course, I understand why y'all put Vince on there, but some of y'all are trying to put Kawhi on there as the 4th guy. Nah, it's Pascal, guys. It's Kyle, DeMar, Pascal, and you can say Vince. Why not? I'll let y'all have Vince this year since we're honoring him, stuff like that. My last star of the game for the game last night is Jonathan Mobo. That may be a weird choice to some people because they're like, well, you got hurt. And he didn't really play a whole lot. But this is the thing. He played like 6 minutes, but all the minutes he was out there, we were badasses. And he was doing some amazing stuff. He was all over the place. He played 9 minutes, actually. 2 of 4 from the field. He missed the only 3 he attempted. It wasn't a good shot. He did make a lot of rookie mistakes, and he wasn't clean, too. But I liked his energy. I liked his aggressiveness. And I liked how much there was a winning factor with him on the court. A plus 10 overall with 5 points in 9 minutes. 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block. Yeah, in some ways, I'm giving this in some ways just for the fight. And he did hit the floor hard. Now, I'm not worried about him or Grady being hurt. Some Raptors fans may get all over reactive and be like, oh, no, Grady's ankle. Oh, no, Jonathan. Boo-hoo-hoo. This is the middle of summer. It's July. Are you worried about them being hurt for next season? No. So don't be worried about this. It may be that Grady's going to be done for Summer League anyway right now. It may be. I mean, although we kind of do need him when we play Miami and Utah later this week, because those teams are going to be star-studded in some ways. Although maybe they shut some of their guys down. Maybe Kelly Ware isn't playing when we play the Miami Heat. I don't know. Either way, don't get all worried about these injuries, y'all. Seriously. Anybody's freaking out because Grady kind of twisted his ankle last night, don't. And Jonathan's going to be fine, too. He just hit the floor very hard. So, yeah, let's see. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy Monday. Lex, I see great promise on the squad. Could we have the Bench Mob 2.0 loading? I hope so. That's the plan. That's why we did this. That's why we reloaded on draft day number 2 and brought in so many picks. It's like Darko said, I have 4 draft picks out there. A lot of these guys that are on the court right now, I'm going to be coaching on the regular squad. And he's excited. You could tell Darko was very giddy. You know, he's very professional. Even if those announcers are kind of assholes and kind of like not very friendly, Darko's above it. Darko's a badass. Darko has his vision. He's doing what he can control and what he can do as the head coach of the Raptors. So I'm proud of our coach. I'm proud of him and our president for how they handled themselves on ESPN bullshit announce crews with, idiots. Idiots like Jared Greenberg. Yeah. Let's see. Carlos saying, was I dreaming last night? I remember Ulrich hitting a 3. No, you weren't dreaming. They dared him. So he hit it. It was so awesome. So awesome. All right, let me go over a little bit more of the box score. We'll take a look on the other side. Strother, I really do have to note, this guy was amazing. 10 of 21, 32 points, 6 of 12 from 3, 50% from 3. That's crazy. 6 of 10 at the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 turnovers, though. And he was susceptible to turnovers, and he was also fouling a lot, too. There was a phantom foul that he should get called for that was assigned to another one of the players, but that doesn't really matter. The refs were really bad last night. Marcy Williams was great on the challenges. I've watched her on G League a lot. She's a G League a G League ref. And so I'm familiar with her. But she was good. She's no nonsense. I kind of enjoy her. But the bald ref, Constantinopoulos or whatever his fucking name is, he's horrible. He was horrible. There were a couple of missed calls on out-of-bounds plays where they gave the ball to Denver when it was actually out on them. There was one in particular, if you watch, Grady really got mad when they called it wrong on that one out of bounds. So the refs were being manipulative last night. There were some really long just pauses for challenges. And even Greenberg and Anthony were complaining about how long the challenge calls were. In some ways, that is very a manipulative way that the refs will try and get the team to cool off offensively. Like if the Raptors start to go on a run and they're doing better things, all of a sudden the refs will have like a 5-minute break because they want to look at something. Now, there was an even weirder situation where their break went just increasingly longer and longer because they have apparently a new system that they're wearing now. The referees in the replay center are wearing headsets and earpieces where they can all talk to each other at the same time on the court. And that wasn't functioning at one point. So Marcy Williams was holding up the game for way too long. And I always worry about this because it's true. This is why you have a warm up line. This is why you do things like warm up before the game. And sometimes these kind of breaks can be manipulative to try and hurt a team from continuing to be offensively good. In some ways, if the Raptors are playing really good defense, they want to demoralize us by giving us bad calls, calling fouls when they shouldn't be fouls, or not giving respect on block shots or whatever. They're going to do that. But our Raptors know this, and they've been briefed on this ahead of time. It's not going to be totally fair, and you guys just got to beat their ass more than all the obstacles in front of you. So, yeah, the refs were messed up at times. They were worse in the beginning of the game, but as the game went on and the Raptors were working harder than the Nuggets and doing better things, the referees stopped trying to hold back the Raptors. And that was annoying. It was really, really annoying. I like Marcy Williams. Those other two refs can fuck off, is what I would say right now. Yeah, Pickett's a huge disappointment last night. The Nuggets fans are really coming at him with torches and pitchforks because they don't feel like he's gotten any better from last year. They're just kind of talking trash about Tyson also in the same way. So Nuggets fans really not happy with anybody other than Strother. Now let's talk about Amak being on the fucking Nuggets. So basically, this is how it went down. Fardaws Amak was the replacement for Drew Timme on our team on Friday. And then all of a sudden on Saturday, mysteriously, he was waived by the Raptors or let go, released is what they call it in Summer League. And now all of a sudden we come in this game last night and he's playing for the Nuggets on the other side. I'm like, what the hell is this? Well, apparently after Dayron, their first round pick, got hurt on Friday night for the season, they needed somebody to come in, and the Nuggets contacted him, and he basically told the Raptors, "It's like I'd much rather go play for the Nuggets and try and get the opportunity on that." So that's why that Canadian guy from Vancouver was on the Nuggets team last night. It was kind of annoying. It's kind of very much like a 24-hour turncoat, seriously, because he was supposed to be on our team. He's replacing Timme because Timme decided he wanted to play for the Kings instead of us. And now Farwaz wanted to go and play for the Nuggets instead of us. What an asshole. What a punk ass bitch. I would say this. Masai Ujiri is more Canadian than you, my guy, wearing the Team Canada Olympic shirt at the Summer League last night than you, Fardaws Awark. Whatever you fucking bullshit reason for why you wanted to go and play for the Nuggets. You had a chance to be on the Raptors, my guy. That's not a good Canadian. That's not good Canadian right there. So a little look at the Nuggets side of things. Now going over more of the guys on our side, I would have put Carlson in the top 5 stars, but he had 5 turnovers. And 5 turnovers just negates you from being celebrated. But you know what? He had 6 blocks, which is absolutely amazing. In some ways, he's blocking people in different ways. He was blocking people like by catching up and coming over from the weak side. He's blocking people straight up. He's blocking people all kinds of different ways. And it's amazing. I love the 6 blocks by him. The Raptors had a lot of blocks last night. In fact, this was what I kind of predicted against OKC, but it happened last night instead. 7 rebounds also for Carlson. So he swallowed him up. He did get 1 3, 2 for 6 shooting, not the best. 5 points for Brandon Carlson. Fantastic stuff. He built on top of the first game. Absolutely a defensive presence. Absolutely somebody who's been the best big man defender in the first 2 Summer League games for the Raptors on either team. And I love it. Grady, of course, got hurt in the game, but before he left, 2 for 9, 0 for 5 from 3, 4 rebounds, 1 turnover, a minus 14, the worst plus minus on our team, 4 points. In some ways, Grady did really struggle last night. He was off. And in some ways, he was kind of playing all out. I still think that Grady Dick's problem right now is his extra bulk and muscle he added on. He has not counterbalanced it in the right way to be able to get his smooth stroke back. And that's why some of his shots look so crazy off. His shot is really good within the 3-point line, though. He's dribbling in and taking mid-ranges, and those are going in nice and money. But the outside shot is not right now. And I think it's more muscle on him and more bulk and weight on him that may be part of the reason why. Yeah, as I said, Jacoby Walter was great. 24 minutes, 12 points, 3 for 8, 2 for 6. But I want him to shoot better. I want him to shoot better, and I'll be happier. He had 2 turnovers, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block. But Jacoby was dialed in on defense. That's the one thing I really like about all these young Raptors is that they're all team defenders and they all really work in conjunction with each other. And Jacoby is definitely working as a partner with Shed on defensive stuff for the Raptors right now, and that's part of what's making them really good. And then you add in the rim protector Carlson behind them. This is a very very tough defensive team. That they're not letting people score very well, and Jacoby Walter on the down low is part of that right there. Oshai Abaji, okay, as the other starter, 3 of 7, 0 for 2 from three, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 6 points, a +3 in 26 minutes. Yeah, Oshai's just doing what he does. In some ways, I'm not upset with him. You know, you play solid. You're out there being a leader. You're hustling. You're fighting. You're playing good, strong defense. You're getting rebounds. That's fine. In some ways, I don't expect you to be the leader and take over and score the most points. In some ways, you just do what you do, Oshai, and you've been fine. You're not messing up overly, but you're absolutely contributing also. So I like that. We saw a Tyler Perry appearance, partly because Grady went out, I think, and they put Perry in, and he nails a three. It was like awesome. When I saw Tyler Perry hit that three, I was like, yeah, you go, Tyler Perry. 3 assists also for him in 6 minutes. So playing a real true point guard, +7 with 3 points in 6 minutes, and also a rebound. So yeah, Tyler Perry, not bad. I was very impressed with Omari Moore last night. Omari Moore and a couple plays down the floor got these crazy blocks and steals. He ended up with just 2 blocks and a steal, and he didn't score anything. But Omari Moore on the down low showed off his wingspan at the guard forward swing position. And in the way that he was getting his hand on the ball when people were trying to be around him and stealing passes and things like that was fantastic. You go, Omari. You really, even though you didn't score last night, I saw some really cool things. In 2 possessions, you solely stopped the Nuggets from scoring 2 possessions in a row in the middle of the game. So I really like that. DJ Carton was okay. He started the second half when Grady couldn't come back out. 20 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 10, 0 for 4 from 3, which is a problem. 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover. Yeah, Carton could have been way better. But you know what? He was gutsy. He seems like he's bulked up too from last season. He was gutsy. He was out there fighting. I kind of like the lineup with him and Shed as the two guards out there. I kind of like that because they're interchangeable as both being like a guard, like and play either one or two. So in some ways, I really, really like that. So going over the Raptors box score there, yeah, some honorable mentions to Omari Moore and Jacoby Walter and Brandon Carlson. Yeah, just those too many turnovers, big man. Too many turnovers. And some of the stuff that he was getting turnovers on were just errant passes or not catching passes or him throwing the ball to people he shouldn't have been throwing the ball to. There was a pass that he tried to throw into DJ Carton in the lane that was really not a good decision. So in some ways, Brendan Carlson's got to figure out a little bit smarter, like decision making in certain ways, and then of course clean up like catching the ball and not letting it go out of bounds and stuff like that too. Stuff like that too. Yeah. Seymour's here. Let's fucking go, freaks and freakettes. That's right, Sheriff. Holding it down, the City Slicker in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Holding it down for us where the water is right again, hopefully. Oh my gosh. Always good to see Seymour. Fiercely saying that, David, our matchup was fire. I was nervous as you had greater chances due to your choices, i.e., players or multiple teams. That is a great strategy. Thank you for your competition. It was fun. I like the good sportsmanship. I'm going to give you guys both a dunk. I say the key person for Fiercey and her matchup in the WNBA Fantasy League this week was Aja Wilson. Aja Wilson had an amazing game yesterday, Fiercey. And you know Aja Wilson was the one who won you that matchup yesterday. That's right. Aja Wilson coming through big time. A big-time player in a big-time league, the WNBA. I love it. Yeah, so all right, let's give Fiercey a 3 for her great sportsmanship, 145. And we're going to give David a dunk also, 143. Actually, y'all are both 145. You're tied. You're both 145. There you go. Both getting 3s. All right, let's keep going in the chat. I love the sportsmanship. Fiercely saying, speaking of Malachi Flynn, I saw he's still a free agent as well as Precious. Yeah, no word on Precious, Malachi, Gary Trent, Jordan Wara. Yeah, There's some guys out there. They're still out there, and in some ways, they're like, huh. Well, this makes sense. This is part of the reason why maybe Nick Nurse said good luck with those guys. Maybe those are the guys he was talking about. Precious, Malachi. Good luck with those guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, their Denver fans are kind of talking about how they might try and get Gary Trent Jr. and fill that KCP spot. Although they were saying the broadcast, it looks like Strother might have a really good chance to be the starting shooting guard for the Denver Nuggets this season, considering how he was just shooting so well last night. I mean, I could see that. I could see that. Carlos saying, looks like the media and fans turning on Oshai now. It's always someone every year. Well, there's no reason to do that. I mean, it's just a casual fan that cares only about scoring and doesn't understand the strength, the defense, the athleticism, and the value of Oshai Abaji. That's fine. Let them sleep. Let them be casuals. Let them be people that don't really understand basketball, the real meat and potatoes of it, and let them just be idiots. Because in some ways, we can't fight this. We could try and keep them more informed and trying what I'm doing on this channel, but still, people are going to do that. Oshai hasn't done anything wrong. And who's the media who's turning on him? That's who I want to know, Carlos, so I can call them out and cuss them. Yeah, I'll cuss them out. Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Free. Cowboys in the house today. Yeah, Tada Services. That's the Cowboy. Call for a free quote, 647-833-6844 in the greater Toronto area. Cowboy and Tada can come to your house and help you with cleaning, restoration, moving stuff. You got junk, got junk. Don't call them. Call Tada. 647-833-6844. Bradley will come to your house and help you personally. That's right. There you go. Dap to you, Bradley. The Comshay fan, number one. Hoping, seeing the good stuff. What is he saying? Did you guys see how fast Ulrich Comshay runs down the court? He's like Flash out there. Yeah, he's a great athlete. He covers a lot of ground, not only with his great wingspan, but also with his quickness. Yeah, this dude was off the charts at the combine, and I'm so happy he's in that Raptors jersey and he's playing for us in Summer League. I'm excited about Ulrich in all kinds of ways. Jama talking after the game a bit about coaching Ulrich and really trying to teach him. He's probably got to go more in depth with the 18-year-old than the other players, as far as like just going on basics, some of the stuff he may not totally understand. And he's had learning lessons. He definitely had a lot of rookie mistakes in the first two games. A lot of rookie mistakes, whether it's learning how not to foul in certain ways, whether it's, a dumb turnover here or something like that. But there's things about Shamshay that are really, really appealing. And one of them is that he likes to rebound. I can tell. He likes to go get the ball, and he likes doing dirty work. It's not necessarily about glory and hitting shots for him. It's about defense. It's about rebounding. It's about blocking shots. And we saw him get a really good block shot last night. Saw that. That was pretty nice. David saying, oh, wow, there's a 1 month break. Okay, that makes more sense, kind of. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. It's just like when the NHL has to go on a long break because of the Winter Olympics. So it's the same thing. The WNBA is during the summer, and the Summer Olympics are going to start in Paris. And those women, like Aja Wilson, that we just named, are going to be in Paris representing the United States. So there's Canadians. They're going to be there representing us that will be taking a break from WNBA. So it's just how it is. And when we resume in August, there will be a full slate of games. So don't worry. We're going to get a full matchup, David. It's not just a one night and done between you and me. That grudge match will get fully done for sure. Yeah. Most saying Brendan Carlson blocking down shots. He is definitely turning heads. Yeah. And the variety of how he's blocking shots is very interesting. Whether it's right up close, whether he's coming from far away. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways he's doing stuff. And he's scaring people. In some ways, I like it. Now, talking about block shots, there's a lot of news about Koloko out right now. Koloko's been in Vegas. He did a private workout this week with a bunch of other guys still trying to make the league. And, this is the weird thing. Koloko's doctors cleared him medically a couple months ago. So he's been resuming basketball activities this summer already. Now, I think the Raptors are showing that they have a strong interest in bringing him back in the fold, which we do. The fans do. I'm sure the front office does. We don't want to lose something that was a part of our team just because of some stupid shit. So we'll have to see. It'd be really interesting if we could reacquire Koloko and have him back on our team somehow, some way. I really, really hope that this happens. In some ways, once again, we should have opening dibs on claiming him off the waiver wire NBA. That should just be the right thing, considering we didn't do anything wrong to lose him. It's just the right to play or the fit to play council has to clear him again. Now that's one of the problems is Koloko may be cleared by his personal doctors, but he has not been cleared by the fit to play committee. And that's going to be the thing that's got to be figured out. But it seems like this is all coming around and maybe going to be decided soon. So maybe Koloko will be cleared. I don't know. In some ways, they may have a more deeper kind of look at like the problems with the clots or anything that he's having. And they may be like, yeah, your doctors may be cool with you doing this, but we're still thinking about liability. So I don't know. Either way, just like some people on Raptors Twitter are saying, be ready to be disappointed when it comes to Christian Koloko. In some ways, Raptors fans can get all belligerent and outrageously upset when they feel cheated. And I get it. I like that because in some ways we should stand up for our rights and who we are. But in this one, it may be some sort of weird situation where we get screwed over. We can't do anything about it. Don't blame the front office because it's not their fault. It's the NBA's fault cheating us out of Koloko. But just be ready for this just in case. And some people will turn to it and try and make it into a failure for Masai Ujiri. If the NBA funnels Koloko away from us and he can't do anything about it. So see, remember, Masai's a fighter and he's fighting for what's rightfully ours. And we drafted Christian Koloko. And just because he had a medical year where he could not play and he's currently technically a free agent, no, he's going to do everything he can. He's going to do everything he can. I'm telling you. We'll see. We'll see. I like that Koloko's been sitting with the Raptors people at the Summer League games and has been around. Fiercely saying, Carlo, this is unfortunate. I believe there is a reason they sent him to Summer League. Fans need to be patient. Yeah, I don't even think that, honestly, there may be a minority of vocal fans that are saying stupid stuff. And they honestly, like, it's Penn-Hair shit. It's just pick a new player to be hypercritical about and push around and talk shit about. Whether it's Fred, whether it's Dennis, whether it's Gary Trent, whether it's whoever. Well, they want to put it on Oshai. That's messed up. He doesn't deserve it. And in some ways, they need to realize that Oshai may be more on the spectrum with OG as far as what's important to him on the court, as far as defense comes first. And offensive stuff and all that growth can come later on in the career. We got to remember this kid's only, he's in his third year now, guys. Come on. Yeah, people need to be patient. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Jermaine O'Neal, the classic card of the day. Game-worn jersey classic card. Pretty cool. Yeah, he was a Raptor. That's right. 50 points for Smooth. I love it. Alan's saying Drake OVO, October's very own. Okay, Drake OVO. Yeah, Jamal Shed, big fan. Big fan. Trevor J is here, the commissioner of fun, Trevor J, in the house in Summer League at the Pavilion, taking in the game in person with his friends and cheering on the Raptors. I want to thank you, Trevor J, for bringing the vibes and helping the Raptors get a close W last night. Very, very good stuff. Good morning, Raptors family. The only thing keeping you from getting what you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it. Whoa. Wow. Boom goes a dynamite. Wow. I love it, Trevor. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot, honestly. All right, let's see what Leo's saying since Trevor said that. Well, Leo's kind of doubling down on this. He's saying life is now. Live it up. Don't mess around. That's what Trevor J's doing. Trevor J's like, you know what? I kind of want to go to Vegas and go to Summer League. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to get all these tickets. I'm going to go to see Kevin Hart do stand-up after the game last night. Yeah, Trevor J don't need Leo Routens to tell him life is short. Go live it up. He knows. So we got our wise men giving our wise words today. I love it. He's saying also, after sitting there frustrated with the referee, the bullshit calls is nothing better to celebrate, come from behind win by going to Kevin Hart's stand-up comedy show. There you go. That's right. Trevor was telling us he was going to go see Kevin Hart afterwards, after the Raptors win over the Nuggets in Vegas. That's right. Yeah, so Trevor on site at the beginning of the game noticed the referees were really bad, and they were. They were very, very bad, and I could see it through the TV also. So, Trevor, you weren't crazy when you thought that Marcy Williams and her crew was kind of off at the beginning of the game. They were. But boy, did she come through with the challenge calls. Ooh, I loved how the early Denver challenge call, and she said it was unsuccessful. They lost their ability to challenge for the rest of the game, and they lose a timeout too. And Greg Anthony and Jared Greenberg and the announce crew is like, did they lose a timeout too? And like, yeah, you dumbasses. You cover the NBA. You know the fucking rules, don't you? Seriously. This has been a rule for how long? A year now? You aren't up to speed, Jared Greenberg? with if you lose your challenge, you lose a timeout and your ability to challenge. Man, this guy should not be doing this job. Seriously. And I'm telling you, he's got that spray on hair like Jalen Rose. Yeah, that's not his real hair. There's no way. It's a weird, weird look. You know what I'm talking about when you see people with that fake ass hair plug shit in their head. Yeah, yeah. I don't care. I'm on natural route. I don't need that shit. Some guy tried to offer, he tattoo hair on my head. I was like, what's the fucking point, man? What's the fucking point? Those announcers were horrible last night. They were absolutely horrible. And when they were having the challenge calls and all that timeout, it's not like they were helping anything. They were boring as fuck. And they were sitting there like, and it's like they don't like each other either. It's like at the beginning of the game, Jared Greenberg yelled at Greg Anthony for not having his microphone over his mouth. He's like, Greg, your microphone will work better if it's down near your mouth. How embarrassing. I'm sure Greg Anthony wanted to bitch slap you after that, Jared Greenberg. I hate that guy so much. I really do. At least last season, we got different crews for each game. If we have Greenberg for all fucking 4 of our Summer League games this week, I'm going to be so pissed off. I'm sick of this Jared Greenberg guy. He can fuck right off. Seriously. He can fuck right off. Seriously. Yeah, Trevor saw the refs were weird at the beginning. Yeah. Carlos saying, yeah, the guys doing color commentary were clowns. I would expect more from you, Greg Anthony. In some ways, I've respected your insight and your takes in the past when you're more in studio. But when you're calling games, you're not very good. You're not very good when you're calling games. You're a pretty good sitting talking head in the studio in between breaks. That's a great job for you, Greg Anthony. But you shouldn't be a color guy in a game because in some ways, you're not adding anything of substance. I mean, going back and forth with Jared Greenberg about whether Canada has a Mount Rushmore is stupid as hell. In some ways, us and up in Canada, no, we didn't deface a great indigenous landmark by putting some crazy ass carving in there that's absolutely messed up. Seriously, no, we didn't do that. We have our own atrocities with indigenous people up here, but we didn't do this one that we revere as such a crazy patriotic site when it's a fucking desecration of a sacred land for the people that were on this continent way before the white people came here. Yeah, no, we didn't do that, Greg Anthony. We don't have a Mount Rushmore up here. We do have ugly parts of our history that are like that, though, unfortunately. Yeah, they were clowns, Carlo. You're getting a dunk for that. Carlo JS getting a dunk for speaking the truth about Jared Greenberg. I'm going to give you a dunk. You're at 36 now, Carlo. Good stuff. Good job. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Mo saying thumbs up to Darko. Yeah, he was a total pro. Sat in there, and he was awesome. He was awesome. I love his enthusiasm, his positivity, his optimism. And fuck you guys for not thinking the Raptors will do better this year. Even Jared Greenberg saying, he's asking Greg Anthony, he's like, so how do you think the Raptors will do with their win total this season? Will they do better than their 25 from last year or worse? And Greg Anthony's like, well, since I know Canada's watching right now, I'm going to go ahead and give you my answer on the commercial break. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys saying this shit and the perception that the Raptors, they're so bad, the NBA, the way they cover the Raptors. Like they have the highlight package of last night's game. They don't even show the go-ahead basket, the 3 that we hit to take the lead. They don't even have it in the highlights. Like the NBA is so bad at their job. And it really is in some ways, they just don't want to show anything positive for the Raptors. We'll win games and the highlight package that the NBA puts out on their channel on YouTube will show only highlights of the other team, even though we won the game at the end of it. It's crazy. So bad. So bad. And for most of the night last night, they had Fardaws on our box score, on our side, even though he was playing for the Nuggets. Just very unprofessional, not very good company, ESPN. They're not running a tight ship anymore. They're not statistically correct or accurate at this point. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Kareem's here, full ass. It's a complete crap. If you're just going to have the Lakers win, why do we even come to the arena and show up? That's right, Kareem. I think Oshai should spend some time in the G League just for some refinement, and confidence. Dominating down low there will help his confidence. I don't think this is true. In some ways, he didn't really even play G League last year, did he? I think he may have played one game. No, I don't think he needs to do this. In some ways, you guys are overreacting. Monique is right when she said this yesterday, that Oshai's fine. Why is everybody freaking out? It's so stupid. I always say the same thing. There's nothing wrong with Oshai. He's not going to be a double-digit scorer. He's a certain type of role player. And the defense, the muscle, the rebounding, the trying to get steals, that's what matters with him. If he's going to hit threes too, that's great. But otherwise, y'all stop over worrying about something that isn't a problem, is what I'm saying. And I don't think he will play at 905 that much. I really don't. In some ways, this is part of the reason why we don't send players to summer league that are already kind of into their NBA career. Exactly this: over scrutinization, over criticism when it's not necessary. In some ways, it could be hurtful to Oshai going there and showing up. And if he doesn't do certain things, then boom, all of a sudden people are saying stuff like Kareem's saying, oh, he needs to play at 905 this year. Maybe they shouldn't have let Oshai play at Summer League just because y'all are being overcritical. Seymour saying sellouts ain't in my all-time Raptors greats. Chris Bosh sellout, Vince Carter sellout, Kawhi sellout. There you go. There you go. The sheriff's on my page. That's right. I don't put those guys in there. Show some love for Fred VanVleet is what I would say to y'all. Jared Greenberg, 93 for you, Seymour. I'm giving you a 3. You get a 3 on that one. Yeah, I ain't got no sellouts on my list either. Cowboys laughing about it. Yeah, Seymour's recovering from the stampede. That's right. Seymour was out for a little bit. We didn't see him every day recently. So he's just getting over that Calgary stampede going on over there. Bro, not going to lie. After the Raptors won, I went off last night. Okay, that's good. He probably went into spaces. He went online, and he told some people some things. You go ahead, Seymour. You got my seal of approval. You and your New York Mets hat. Yeah, you got my seal of approval on that. Go off. Carlos saying, I'm really rooting for Oshai. I hope he puts it all together. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Once again, overreacting. If we want to look at Oshai in some ways like we look through the lens at OG, guys, I'm telling you, in some ways he's from that cloth. And it's not necessarily how much his offense is. It's about all the other things he's doing, just like OG. So remember this with him, please. Seymour saying Embiid being cut is awesome. Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Wait. Embiid got cut? Did Embiid get cut from the team? Let me see this. Is this true? Don't be giving me no fake news, seriously, because I need to know if this is true. I don't think this is true. No. Yeah, I don't see nothing on this. You gotta make sure you're accurate because I will read what you're saying and think that it's true. You said that Embiid getting cut from Team USA. That doesn't make any sense. That's not what happened. Seriously. Let's see. Seymour saying, wait, Timmy dissed the program? What the F? Yeah. Timmy said, I'm not going to come play for the Raptors after all. I'm just going to stick with the Kings, guys. I'm good. I'm going to stay with DeMar and be on the Kings. Yeah, that's what happened, Seymour. Fiercey saying, Farwise needs to understand the league is small. Never burn bridges in a weird or disrespectful way. And Carlos agreeing. Exactly, Fiercey. Yeah, and he was very physical. And did you see him hit the floor very, very hard? JFL undercut him? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. The camera angle looked like that. He got pushed into him by the other player. And Marcy Williams went and looked at it, and she made the right call. She said, well, actually, we're going to switch the foul off of Javon Freeman Liberty. And we're going to give it to the guy who pushed him into Fardaws. So, yeah, that was the right call. And it was funny because Greg Anthony and Jared Greenberg were like, well, how are you going to beat that call? Oh, dumbass with their painted on hair. How are they going to beat that call? That's obvious a foul. Yeah, motherfucker. Marcy Williams comes out and said the challenge is successful, bitch. And that big man just hit his back on the floor real hard. In some ways, that's what we're talking about right here with Fiercey and Carlo JS. That's right. Yeah, Kings over us. Yeah, Drew Timmy picked the Kings over us. Motherfucker looking like semi-pro with Will Ferrell out there like he smoked a pack of Marlboros before he fucking came on the court. That's what that guy looks like. Some sort of Joker, stoner, Marlboro man. Drew Timmy. Yeah. G saying battle is very interesting. His shot is butter. He's really worked hard on it. In some ways, the way Jameson's battle shot has looked in Summer League is the way Grady's shot should look, if you ask me. Is the way Grady's shot should look. But Grady bulked up, so he's got to figure out the bulk there. Yeah, Carlos saying, I'm thinking Battle gets a training camp invite. I think, to say the least, we try and get him on a contract for 905 this year for sure. You know, the two ways are all held up. You know, the two ways are done. Carton, Carlson, Comshay. Yeah, and so two-way for Battle's not going to happen. People are going to say, oh, put a two-way on him. Put a two-way on him. That's not likely. It's not likely. Only way that happens is maybe if DJ Carton loses his two-way and they put it on Jameson Battle. So, yeah, we got to remember that. Bryce is here. Good to see Bryce Lawson holding it down in the Bluegrass State for us. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. And Cowboys saying, let's go Raptors. I'm very excited to see what happens this year. Yeah, wish we enjoy the ride, enjoy the enthusiasm, enjoy the vibes, enjoy the fun. And if the W's are not every night, if Raptor fans are just like so like crazy, we have to win. Oh, if we don't win, we suck. You guys just gotta let it go this year. In some ways, this is going to be the bottom of it, where we got to start finding things and finding how to win. Now, but believe me, Scotty, Emmanuel, Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter, they want to find ways to win, and they will. They will. Trust me. They're going to find ways to win this year. Darko will help them, and they will get there. Yeah. Yeah. David's saying, oh, man, those officials last night were pretty bad, too. The timeout fiasco was hilarious. Yeah, I don't care if you guys have little earpieces in. You're trying to talk to each other. Fuck that shit. In some ways, you guys always do these replays and you look back at stuff. And in some ways, Greg Anthony was right when he did say this. There's one thing Greg Anthony said right on the broadcast last night. He said, I don't like how they changed the call from going back and looking at it. If you don't make the call with your eyes, when you first see it, and you go back and you change something because of something that you saw in there, well, you're just not a good ref. You should have got the call right just with your bare naked eyes. And, in some ways, this is true. The stoppages of play and the challenges and looking at stuff is very much just a ref manipulation vehicle that, they can honestly make up whatever the fuck they want on any play. They can make up any ruling and they make them wrong all the time. But that's part of the way that the NBA can control the product and try and control who's going to win. Now, the Raptors went off script and absolutely kicked the shit out of a Nuggets team that had one man playing for them. And in some ways, that one man was almost enough to beat us with a bad refereeing and also the media machine of ESPN and NBA hoping the product is the Nuggets are beating the Raptors. But that wasn't the case, was it? No, it wasn't. And once again, Darko, Scotty, Masai, we're going to go off the script. Even if ESPN and NBA have a certain script they want us to be in, we're going to go off the script. We flip the script. We ain't got nothing to do with your script. Don't mail it to us. We're not even going to look at it. We got our own idea about what we're going to do. And y'all can go ahead and try and write the script of perception and the common sports fan around the world right now about what the Raptors are. Well, reality can be very different from media perception. Let's just put it that way, especially in the day and age that we're living in right now. Holy crap, it's crazy. It is crazy. Fiercely saying, wait, at Seymour and Bozo cut. This is beautiful music to my David's ears. I personally think he should stay as he's a liability and would hinder their chances. Wait, that must be why they cut him. Yeah, I don't know if this is true. This sounds like false news. I haven't seen it anywhere. This would be a headline if this was actually true. I don't think this is true. USA values having Embiid. So Seymour, don't be fake news, please. Yeah, let's see. Seymour saying, after we won, I celebrated like we won a championship. A lot of Toronto jerseys at the Stampede. I love it. There you go, Seymour. Yeah, I mean, I get it. We've had tough times. You want to act like these summer league wins are championships? That's crazy. Come on now. Come on, man. It's not like that. There's people joking, like Doug Smith's joking. If we win the summer league banner, do they put it up in Scotiabank or at Paramount? No, you put it up at, I don't know where you put it up. In some ways, put it up in the back where the Raptors team sees it. In some ways, it's not something we're going to put up in the Scotiabank Arena. And I don't think it fits at 905's arena either. So put it up in the back. Put it in Masai's office. I don't fucking care. In some ways, you get a summer league championship banner. Is that something that exists? I don't think that is. It's silly. Trevor's saying, if the Raptors win all 4 games, I might have to extend my stay. I have 2 more weeks before I go back to work. I had a long vacation. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, in some ways, there's a game to be announced no matter what. They're going to get a 5th game and it'll be figured out. So in some ways, Trevor, you may want to get your arrangements ready for that no matter what. Because I'm pretty sure the Raptors will play in a 5th game, whether they're playing for the Summer League Championship or not. There will be a 5th game while they're there. I think they're all guaranteed a 5th game no matter what. It's just dependent on whether they're going to be playing for a championship or not. Yeah, Cowboys saying this new Toronto Raptors team is going to be fire. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you, Cowboy. I think it's a very, very good team. And Brian's here. Good to see King Brian from To The Point checking in. What's up, Freak Nation? What's up, Brian? Good to see you, man. The American script is why we started Raptors Podcast. Exactly. He totally understands this. This is why he's in my guild. This is why we're in the network of positive Raptor fans that's standing up for our reputation against the media that just, in some ways are biased. In some ways, we are the outsider. In some ways, they're going to craft it. It doesn't matter which of the 29 other NBA teams is going against us, that USA broadcast is going to be pro that team. It doesn't matter who it is. You'll never get us be the pro team at this point down south. There's always going to be a bias. And that's why I don't like watching those broadcasters. If we could have Canadian broadcasters calling the Summer League games, that'd be awesome. But of course, up here, they don't want to spend the money. So they piggyback on this. I will say, I do appreciate Greenberg and Anthony acknowledging that we're watching them. But in some ways, it's also infuriating. They're like, yeah, we understand a lot of Canadians are watching us through TSN right now on the broadcast, but we're still going to shade y'all and disrespect y'all and act like assholes and like even be disrespectful to our country. So yeah, either way, the announcers were so cringe last night. So cringe. And Brian, thank you for the work you do in the same ilk as me, because I really do appreciate good, positive, supportive Raptors content makers that are trying to create and not destroy, like fuckface Robert McVisovich. Fuckface, yeah. All right, let me go look at the team stats real quick on the box score. We had a pretty good second half. The 28 points in the third really was a huge thing. Really, really nice. Outscoring the Nuggets by 1 point in the last quarter, 19-18. That's pretty good. Of course, the Nuggets had the lead most of the game, but we chipped away. We played it a certain kind of way, and they got tired at a certain point, and they also got out-talented. That's just the damn truth. We have two squads of like 10 guys that are actually pretty talented on this Summer League team. And then it looked like Denver only had one man, one guy, Strother, and he was very dominant. I have to say he was. Yeah, but we shot better than them. We took the same amount of shot attempts, and we made 3 more shots than them, 30 of 69. 44% from the field for the Raptors. You still want to see that shooting percentage go up a little bit, but it's not bad. It's better than yesterday in some ways, the day before. The three-pointers were not so great, 13 of 37, 35% from three. I guess that's right at the bottom too. So the field goals and the three-pointer percentage for the Raptors as a team, pretty much right at the bottom. Now you take out the misses by Carton and Dick, and that percentage looks way better without 0 for 9 on there. So all of a sudden it becomes 13 and 26. There's 50% three-point shooting besides DJ Carton and Grady Dick. So very interesting. Free throws, bad free throw shooting by the Raptors once again. This is something these guys are going to have to do better. Mobo, Comshay, Jamal Shed, you guys got to shoot better free throws. Jacoby's great. Jacoby's locked in. He's shooting professionally free throws, but you other rookies, you got to shoot better free throws, guys. Comshay, you're embarrassing, honestly, at the free throw line. That air ball that just grazed the front of the rim, that is really not making the Raptors look good. So you got to clean that up, my guy. Seriously. And Jonathan, you got to concentrate better at the free throw line. And y'all need to make your free throws. Seriously, we know about this. The Raptors out-rebounded the Nuggets the second night in a row. The Raptors were the top rebounding team, 37-29. I think that this is something we're going to need to do this season. Now, people may be saying on the big club, it's going to be tougher. Well, I don't know. Is it? Because Scotty and Jakob are going to be back healthy, and they really help our rebounding. Our rebounding you can't go by at the end of the year. And in some ways, we get more rebounding kind of guards like Jamal Shed around. And look at what Grady Dick is doing, crashing the boards right now. I think we could be a good rebounding team on the down low, especially with like Comshay and Mobo kind of helping us off the bench. They may end up being kind of like a Rodman Sally for us in this bench mob coming up. You look at the old Detroit Pistons bad boys, the late 80s, early 90s. And Dennis Rodman and John Sally were kind of like these bench forwards that came in for extra defense that kind of do stuff. Comshay may be Sally, and maybe Mogo, or maybe they're just a little bit of both. But Mobo and Comshay could be those kind of roles. And then you start talking about Jamal Shed as the microwave Vinnie Johnson or something like that. I'm telling you, there's some really early signs of the bench mob reforming right now. Now, 11 blocks was fantastic. I don't feel like they cheated us on blocks last night. They were getting after it and getting those shot blocks. Really, really good job by Carlson with 6. Yeah, the turnovers, we actually had more turnovers than the Nuggets last night, and that's too bad. And the refs called way more fouls on us. That may be partly because we're aggressive, maybe also because we are the Canadian team. So yeah, good job in the team stats, beating them in key areas like out shooting them, out rebounding them, and those block shots really did help too. Yeah, so I like the box score. Box score looked pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Yes. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips, the third wise man, stepping into the room. Morning blessings. We love Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. New day, new opportunities. Live the vision by living your best life. Boom. You sound kind of like Leo too. He's saying, live. Life is now. Live it up. There you go. I love it. All three of y'all kind of going off on like it's one life to live. YOLO. Get out there and live it right. There you go. I love it. Yeah. Carlos saying that spiel about Mount Rushmore was so stupid. I know. I know. Like, what are you saying? Like, do we need a Mount Rushmore up here? No, we don't. No, we don't. And like I said, the history of Mount Rushmore, okay, you go ahead and celebrate it. In some ways, some people are cringe about Mount Rushmore. Seriously, very cringe. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be totally proud of this like monstrosity that y'all constructed out there, blowing up the big rock that was so sacred and so many rituals and so important. With a bunch of dynamite to make some faces of colonialists. Yeah, that's not the best look. Seriously. Yeah, Dana saying my two finger salute was deleted, so there it is for fuckface. You shall not be named. And also, go ahead and give one to Jarrett Greenberg for me, please. Dana, let's give a little stone cold salute for old Jared Greenberg of NBA TV. That's right. Yeah. And Brian's laughing about Robert. Yeah. Yeah. Brian knows about the ecosystem of the Raptors content makers. Yeah. And the grudge match between old Raptor Freak Lex and dumbass Panseri basketball. Fuckface McFuckerton. Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep going. Trevor's saying same thing. NBA Chev said those guys are born. He said Raptors broadcast is more exciting. They're boring. Yeah, I mean Matt Devlin, giving me and him and Jack and Alvin any day over fuckface Jared Greenberg and his Seth Rogen or not Seth Rogen. What's the other one? Jonah Hill looking sorry ass. Yeah, yeah. Go super size McFries McLovin me, you motherfucker. Jonah Hill looking piece of shit. You look like yeah, you look like Jonah Hill before he got like skinny but like still stupid and douchey. That's what you look like. Yeah, yeah. Jared Greenberg, some sort of weird Jonah Hill clone motherfucker. Yeah, there you go. Cowboys alley oop to Canadian Dana. All right, yeah, we can do that. Let's get Dana a dunk real quick from our guy Cowboy, the assist leader John Stockton in our world. 29 dunks for Dana. 29. There you go. Dana and Fiercey's laughing at Dana. And Seymour's saying salute to Dana. That's right. The salute. And Brian's saying, Robert tried to take over my show. That's why he started his. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was one of your guests in the beginning. That's right. See, in some ways, Brian is responsible for some of us. In some ways, he had a big impact on me making this channel. I'm not going to lie. Brian Hussein, to the point, was definitely an inspiration for me to do this channel and doing what I've been doing for 3 years now. And I appreciate Brian for it. Yeah. Yeah, Greenberg, here you go. There you go. Thank you, Dana. That was necessary. Very necessary. If his motherfucker is going to be calling the game on Wednesday too, nah, fuck that. I ain't about it. I ain't about it. All right, let me see what else I want to talk about today. I got my 5 stars: Javon Freeman Liberty, Jamison Battle, Jamal Shed, Ulrich Comshay, and Jonathan Mobo. I had to give a little love to Jonathan Mobo. Let's do the Instagram stories. First, we got Jonathan Mobo celebrating the 84-81 victory over the Nuggets on his Instagram stories. There's a highlight of him taking a free throw, which he missed badly. You got to shoot him better. There's a highlight of him getting a basket here where it's like, how did he do it? Yeah, he came right at them. He actually did a really good job on that one move, like faking out the guy on the lane, the Euro step. Really, really good job. So, yeah, good job, Jay Nathan. And we're proud of you. It's too bad you got hurt and had to leave the game, but pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, the Powder League's coming up, guys. And Team Mobo is going to be taking the floor. We see Jamal Shed with his highlight of him getting that amazing pass to DJ Carton in the lane. That was really, really nice. Seriously, y'all. That pass and Carton, way to elevate and throw it down as a point guard. Yeah, that Shed pass through the lane was beauty. And that is a sign of what I really like about Jamal Shed. Javon Freeman Liberty, of course, he has his highlights from the game last night, being the player of the game, getting the interview after the game, and Taylor Rooks asking him to smile real big and show off his braces. At the end of the game, Javon, in some ways, I was very happy with how you played last night. You did really good job. early on in the game and then later on taking over. But in the middle, you were selfish at times, kind of looking off guys when you should probably have dumped it off to somebody else. But yeah, good stuff. 16 points off the bench, Javon Freeman Liberty. Slim Duck has got a guy who's dressed up like Michael Jackson on a tennis court, and he's hitting shots like Michael Wood and stuff. It's pretty goofy. Of course, Chris likes the goofy stuff on the social media. Chris Boucher still at Summer League at courtside with Scotty Barnes. And they're recognizing him at Summer League, saying former G League MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, Chris Boucher. That's something that people don't talk about enough. Chris Boucher is a G League champion, isn't he? No, wait, he's a G League MVP and also Defensive Player of the League also. So Chris Boucher's got accolades too. He's a two-time NBA champion too as well. Kelly Olynyk showing pictures of France where he is, a big, huge old motel or hotel. There's some very nice European food that he's got on the table there. Olynyk getting ready for the games. There's a very nice sports car. It looks like at a villa on the countryside. That looks like, is that a Ferrari? That looks like a Ferrari. That's a beautiful red sports car. And Kelly Olynyk's Instagram stories right now. And then there's a picture of him smiling, him with Melvin and Dwight Powell got the smiles on. Miles Burns got pictures of him when he's a little baby on his Instagram right now. Miles Burns, 905 draft pick from last year. Dubber Don represented In Your City, and they're all over. In Your City clothing brand, our own Rexdale Bus 45 has got the In Your City brand. Go support it. Emmanuel Quickly is showing some fire at getting some food cooked, and they just lit it up. That's on fire, just like the Raptors Summer League team is. Emmanuel Quickly getting that hot food out in Las Vegas right now. Yeah, let's see what else we got. Who else should I look at real quick? Let's see. Gary Trent Sr. Interesting. He's got a little baby trying to get through ropes. He's saying self-resilience is good success to key. And then he's got some crazy guy with a weird hairstyle, something like that. I don't know. He's always got weird stuff. Of course, Siakam's got all of his Summer League footage still going. Amari Moore for celebrating another birthday for another friend of his, Nasser, it looks like is the name of his friend. Brandon Carlson, first pro game in the books. Keep going, Brandon Carlson. You look really good so far. There's the GROAT. Kyle Lowry still at the Pro-Am tournament this week. Of course, he's been doing fantastic on the Lynx. And, of course, he has re-upped with the Philadelphia 76ers for the next season. That's too bad. But it is Kyle. We got to love him either way. That's right. And let's see. Mr. New York City's quoting Jay-Z and talking about you got to have you got to know the process isn't the finish. And people are always trying to duplicate the end of the things. And they don't see the hard work that's behind the scenes to get to where they're going. So that's kind of the message from Jay-Z that Marquise Noel's talking about right now. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm covering Marquise Noel anymore. He's a wizard. He's a wizard. Why are you talking about him? Alley-oop to Brian. There you go. Yeah, let's give King alley-oop real quick. I like how he's been consistently coming in and hanging out with us. That's very, very cool, Brian. I appreciate you supporting my channel and being on. I'll definitely tell y'all to support Brian's channel to the point. Really, really good stuff. Where is he? I know he's on here. He's up near the top. There he is. All right, you got 8 now, Brian. 8 dunks for Brian. Awesome stuff. Let's see. Brian saying, thanks for the kind words. I'm proud of you, bro. Listen, seriously, a big inspiration. You, Confederacy of Dunks, the Raptors Digest kids, Luca Rosano. You know, there's a whole bunch of content creators that in some ways it's like, look, these guys are doing a good job, but I want to do my version of doing this. And inspiration was there. And for sure. Yeah, I really do appreciate you, Brian. He's saying when my players had games where they missed free throws, they were in the gym taking 400 straight. That's right. And these guys are going to have to figure that out. Comshay, really bad at free throws in some of the shots he's been taking. And Mobo, concentrate better. Seriously, concentrate better. Yeah. And all the older guys that are on the team last year, you guys should all be making your free throws. DJ Carton, Javon Freeman, Liberty, Grady Dick, Oshai Abaji. Y'all need to be making free throws too. Yeah. Monique saying news and notes. Happy birthday to Justine Jones. That was her birthday yesterday. Paul Jones's daughter, the head of Raptors PR right now. Yeah, I like that she's there sitting next to Greenberg and Greg Anthony. We saw her on camera last night. And I hope that she's keeping things straight. Like she's telling these guys, you got to stop disrespecting the Raptors and stop mispronouncing these names. And she come over there and be hard ass on them. Say, the Raptors, it's Ulrich Komshay, please. Yes, it's Oshai Abaji. Yeah, give him that pronunciation guide, Justine Jones, because those jokers are unprofessional and they don't know how to pronounce people's names. And they're calling, like at one point last night, Jared Greenberg said the Raptors traded Jalen McDaniels for Donovan Mitchell and draft picks. I'm like, you motherfucking dumbass. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're not even listening to yourself at this point. You don't, you have to correct yourself all the time. It's like, and the Raptors won the championship 2 years ago. Oh, wait, I mean the Nuggets. What the fuck, man? You're horrible. I mean, I misstep sometimes, misspeak, and say the wrong name sometimes, but not as often as you do, Greenberg. You're misquoting, misnaming players and teams left and right. Left and right. Horrible. When the Raptors traded Jalen McDaniels on draft day for Donovan Mitchell and 2 second-round picks. You fucking idiot. What is wrong with you? Seriously. You covered the NBA. You were supposed to be one of the top people to be in your spot. You are not. You are not. I had better people working with me in the sports department back at WVFS down in Tallahassee than you, Jared Greenberg. Well, you sorry ass. Whose son are you? Whose son are you? Whose son are you, Jared Greenberg? How the hell did you get this brawny job, motherfucker? That's what I want to know. How the fuck did you get a brawny job, Jared Greenberg? Seriously. Who the fuck is he, man? Seriously. Seymour saying, put the Summer League banner in Masai's office. That's right. That's right. Put it where it started. Put that banner in Masai's office. That's what I'm saying right there. Creep said, I think JFL is making a case for himself as a backup point guard. I think he has all the tools to progressively get better under Darko's supervision. I don't like it. He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. He's in the vein of Allen Iverson. I don't need no point guards like that. I want point guards that are getting more assists than scoring. In some ways, JFL is a hooper. In some ways, he was very, very helpful last night to carry us to helping us get the victory because he did some big hoops at very crucial times to make sure that we were on the right side of the margin of victory. And I applaud him for that. But still, he's too selfish. He's not a team player. In some ways, yeah, the defense has gotten better, but in some ways, the team play is not. And in some ways, he could get away with playing like that around the 905 team last year with Eric Curry. But if he's going to be on 905 this year, he can't play like he did last year. He's going to have to share the ball. He's going to have other people step up. Sure, he's the third leading scorer in the G League last year. But a lot of that was just garbage. I hate quantity. I want quality. And JFL is quantity. He's a quantity. He needs a lot of shots to be effective. I want guys who don't need a lot of shots and can be effective. JFL needs to shoot. Like he shot 5 for 15 in the first game. And last night he was way better, 5 for 10. So I'll say that I'm happy when he can shoot a good percentage and he's on. But, oh, man, in some ways I don't like his player type. I really, really don't. And in some ways I don't want it on my team. I want players like Shed. I want players like Carton. I want players like Jamias Ramsey way over JFL. We'll see, though. We'll see how it all works out. We'll see what the Raptors front office decides. Yeah, this is the third summer league that JFL's done, as he said. The first one he did was Windy City Bulls and Chicago, and then he was on a Raptors summer league team last year and this year. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with him. In some ways, I'm not seeing the right kind of progress from him. We've seen a progressive leap with Grady in the first 2 games as far as doing way more than just shooting threes. I'm not seeing more variety enough from JFL in the way that I'm impressed or saying that he's progressing or developing to a point where I want him more. In some ways, you got to remember, Kareem, JFL has been on a lot of losing games in the last year or so for the Raptors, whether it's on the regular Raptors at the end of the season or 905 all last season. Yeah. And I don't want a high quantity guy that doesn't win. I want a guy who's low quantity, like Jamal Shed, who does win. And that's what I want right there. Yeah. If we're going to have to choose between some of these point guards, I don't want to choose JFL. I really don't. We got other hoopers. In some ways, the stuff that JFL does and his strength is going to be Jacoby Walter soon. It's going to be Jacoby Walter. And it's going to be at an even bigger, higher, unstoppable baller kind of level. I'm telling you, right there. That's what I'm saying right there. It's the Monday freak out. That's right. Monday freak out. Monday moment. Monday memories. Monday. Yeah. Brian saying, put my high school friend Jama to build that 905 and build Bench Mob 2.0. There you go. Your high school friend Jama. That's awesome, Brian. Man, you should try and finagle him to get on your show. Seriously, if you have a connection with Jama. Seriously, Brian, what are you doing? I don't know. You got to see. You got to see. That would be really good for your channel. Seriously. I don't know if you can get the lines of communication to him. Maybe you need to reach out to Paul Jones's daughter, Justine, and see if she can get you an interview with Jama, since you guys are familiar from each other in high school. So that would be fun. I would love to see you get an interview with him on there. Yeah. You're saying you asked him and he contractually can't. That's weird. That's so weird. I mean, I've seen people like Joe Mazzulla's doing Jake's takes. Like, what the fuck, Jake? I love you, Jake. Jake's Takes is one of the best young interviewers and up and coming in sports. But how the hell could you go and interview Joe Mazzulla, Raptors fan, after the championship and give him that glory and stuff like that? What are you doing, Jake's Takes? Getting an interview with Joe Mazzulla. Now, Jake's getting all these guys. Brian, you can't, Jama. I don't know. He said he can't do it because he contractually can't. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Try again. Seriously. Try again. I want to see that. I wish you well in getting that. Seriously. Let's see. Carlos saying we may need a spark plug off the bench for that additional scoring. JFL fits that role. Yeah, but there's other guys that can do it. What if Shed does it and he also plays point guard? That's one roster spot. In some ways, what if Shed it can be that guy who's a hooper and scorer like he wants to? He's shown it already in the first couple games. He had that buzzer beater at the end of the half in the first game. He's gotten some clutch shots in the game last night. He was a part of the scoring with JFL that put us over the top at the end. So I don't know. In some ways, I don't know. Maybe I just have a grudge or I'm against JFL and I'm just that way. In some ways, he's been good for certain reasons as far as what you're saying, hooping, being a hoop. But otherwise, I don't see any depth to his game. And in some ways, he just bugs the hell out of me. I don't think he's going to get any better, guys. I think he's at his ceiling. And people that think he's going to have a whole other growth period where he gets even to a higher level is crazy. In some ways, he's hitting his ceiling now. He really, really is. Let's see. Seymour saying he called Nuggets GM Alvin Booth, and it's Calvin Booth, ex-player too, shaking my head at Greenberg. Yeah, idiots. Calvin Booth, very soft-spoken, gentle giant, GM of the Denver Nuggets. Very nice, man. And yeah, Jared Greenberg, you're a little shit. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. You fake ass Jonah Hill. Carlos saying, I'm from the future. Jama will be the Raptors head coach sometime in the future. Okay, Carlo. All right. Well, tell me some more so I can go put some bets down. No, Jonte. No, I'm just kidding. Carlo, I think this is pretty likely too. It's weird because they kept saying Jama's on his third stint with the Raptors. I'm like, when did he leave and come back the time before he came and come back? Like, this is true? I believe it's true. His third stint with the Raptors? Are they saying this because he went down to 905 and coached 905 for a little while and then came back? Because it doesn't make sense. I feel like he's on his second stint with the Raptors. And then if you're counting him coaching the 905 for 2 years in between being an assistant coach for the Raptors, that's silly, Jared Greenberg, is what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say. I think you're right. I think that because he's Canadian, I think that because he has ties to Swaziland, and because he's very close with Masai, that he could be the incumbent down the road. I want Darko to be absolutely amazing and like a Popovich and hang around for long time, like a Popovich. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to switch our coach, but it's good to have insurance and a guy just in case that is very capable and could be the next guy coming up. In some ways, that got screwed up in Nick Nurse's program. In some ways, that guy was Earl Watson. And that got all screwed up the last year toxic with Nick Nurse. In some ways, I wish we could have hired Earl Watson after that, but it wasn't going to happen after the mess between all the coaches on our team that year. So it just wasn't going to happen. That's right. Kareem's saying, wait, is Greenberg the son of Get Up's Greenberg? I don't know. I'm just speculating that I'm like, this guy got the job because of somebody that put him there because he's not that good. He's not that good. There's way better announcers and broadcasters out there that are tight and don't make mistakes and aren't like a gregarious piece of shit asshole like Jared Greenberg. So I question why he's in that spot. And knowing the nepotism of the NBA, which is all over the place and all nooks and crannies, Bronny James. I'm guessing that this is why he's on the broadcast. It has nothing to do with his ability or his skill. It's just that he has the right person that he's related to. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, yeah. Seymour saying Greenberg even butchered Jama's name. Yeah, I mean that's expected. I mean, that's expected. But yeah, he's also the guy. If you watch the old highlights, like they do the NBA, like last game, and in the last game, the Raptors played the Oklahoma City Thunder on Saturday night, and Jonathan Mogbo, he's the same guy who does those things, and he gets all the names wrong on purpose. Like I know he's doing that shit on purpose. Like he's calling out people's names on purpose wrong sometimes. Sometimes he's doing it by mistake, like Donovan Mitchell. But sometimes he's doing it very much on purpose because he's gaslighting. He's doing some weird shit on the down low. That's what I noticed. Yeah. That's what I noticed. I noticed that. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, probably. Probably the son of Get Ups Greenberg. I don't even know who that is. Get Ups Greenberg. Brian's saying he went to China to help out one of the camps he started years ago. You're talking about Jama? Jama? Kareem saying, I'm behind on my schedule, and my patient walked in and said, what am I supposed to do for the next 20 minutes? I said, I don't know. Go play in the rain. He came back in soaked. I swear, people these days. What? I don't even know that. That's a weird non sequitur. Wayne's here. What was a good comeback win? We haven't seen wins like that at that level and for a while. Good fight back. Well, at that level, yeah. I guess you're right. That's true. In some ways, these guys want to win. They're going to do what they can to win, and that was a good job. The game, in some ways, was Denver's to steal and just stay on top and be ahead the whole game, but the Raptors didn't allow that, and I'm appreciative of that. I knew they had the better talent. In the middle of the game, I was calling and say, look, the Raptors just keep plugging away. They're going to overcome them by the end because they have more deeper talent on this team, and they did. The first half, nobody was in double digits. And at halftime, I was lamenting that. I was like, the Raptors are all chipping in. We've got like guys with 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, 8 points, but nobody has double digits. So somebody's got to step up in the second half and be a hero. And that person was JFL. The person was Jacoby. That person was Jamal. And yeah, those guys all stepped up and were heroes. And Javon Freeman Liberty first and foremost. Yeah. Most saying W vibes, W stream, keep at it always. Good times. Good times are approaching. Good times are here. Go Raptors for life. Raptor Freak family crew strong. I agree, Mo. Tomorrow we'll have a trivia. So show up at 9:30 a.m. to play trivia with me. Yeah, we haven't written it yet. We've written some of it, but we got to do more, David and I, to write it. I will come back to, I'm going to go downtown, or not downtown. I'm going to go visit Adriana, and I'll write the trivia at her house in the afternoon, David, to help. I'll help you finish it. So don't worry. We'll get it done this afternoon. Let's see. And Kareem saying, who's the second best team in Summer League? I haven't been watching anything else other than the Raptors. Well, the current teams at the top of the standings that are 2-0 and have the highest point differential, number 1 is Houston. Number 2 is Orlando. And number 3 is us. Number 4 is Golden State. So those are the top 4 Summer League teams right now. And in some ways, we got to be in the top 2 to get the championship games. We still have a lot of work to do. We need to get higher win totals over the next 2 games. And we need to win those games too. That's the very important thing, is winning them. In some ways, that could be a weird thing where the Raptors get into the final championship because they were one of the only teams that were undefeated. That's what we can hope for, Kareem, right there. That's what we can hope for right there. All right, yeah, great job on the WNBA stuff. I kind of went over it earlier. Fantastic stuff. Very competitive week. Good job for Fiercey doing what she did. Y'all check out the community tab. There's fun Kensington Variety VIP Club clips from 5 years ago, the summer of the championship and the summer of celebration. And you can see all the fun, goofy games I was doing after the Raptors won in 2019. And the time capsule on the community tab in this channel. It's always good, fun stuff, goofy stuff. Yeah. And if you want to join the channel, you can join our Raptor Freak Facebook group. We live comment during the games in there. We're reacting and sharing all information, the post-game interviews, everything is going on in Raptors world. You can find it in the Raptor Freak family Facebook chat. So if you join the channel, you get access to come in there. That's it. All right, real quick. The almanac is telling us to begin logging today, breed animals, brew beer or cider, plant above ground crops, and slaughter livestock. So it's a very active, a brutal day, life and death. Very much so. All right, I think that's it. I don't think I need to cover any more. James is here. James is saying Houston's got a lot of young talent. Yeah. Yeah, Houston and Orlando are the two teams above us right now, and Golden State's right behind us. And it's all about point differential. We got to run up the score in these games that we got coming up if we are going to win. We need to win. These are going to be hard games. Miami and Utah. These are not slouches. So these are going to be tough games. But if the Raptors summer league team can play ethically good, efficient basketball and play together, we can win. We will do a good job. I appreciate James coming in right at the end and talking about Houston. And I appreciate all y'all watching me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to get out of here right now. Good job, Raptors, getting a close victory, making sure you got that W, because in some ways that's very important right now. Masai and Darko are smiling. Scotty's smiling. And we can keep on keeping on. And I'm really hoping that Koloko somehow, some way will be a Raptor still going forward. But we got to wait for the NBA to clear him still. He's not officially cleared. So, and then we'll have to see how it all goes. In some ways, we know Rich Paul and Clutch are going to be involved. And in some ways, we can't trust that. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. In some ways, some people are saying, well, now if we get rid of Veshenkov, and then there will be a position open for Koloko to jump back on the roster. So some people are already trying to find a landing spot for Christian just in case he is able to come back and play medically in the NBA. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please touch grass. Please Raptorize your day and get out there and be good fans of our team. The future is bright. So we're going to wear shades. And let's go, Scotty. Let's go, RJ. Let's go, Emmanuel. Let's go, Grady. Let's go, Jakob. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go.